because energy. Yeah. And if you guys knew the energy that it takes to even produce a tear, you'll understand how valuable a tear can be for all of us. And tears stop women from doing a lot of things because they got that energy out. So it's real important. Yeah. But this is one of those things where I was battling with crying all the time. Like, I'm just a crybaby. I cry over everything. Like, why do I cry so much? I'm just emotional. And I used to cry emotionally. I've gotten that under control the last probably 3 years. And that's because I do a lot of personal development. So taking care of yourself is huge, even mind building. I've been listening to stuff, Les Brown, 3 years, Tony Robbins, like Bob Proctor, all the great motivational speakers. 3 hours down here, that's what I listen to, traveling down here to get down here. But I'm gonna share this poem with you because I had seen it a couple of times, but this time it hit home. It's called Why Women Cry. So one day a little boy asked his mother, "Why are you crying?" She said, "Because I'm a woman." He said, "I don't understand." She said, "It's because you're a little boy." His mother just hugged him and said, "And you never will understand why I cry." Later, the little boy asked his father, "Why do mothers seem to cry for no reason?" His father reply was, "All women cry all the time for no reason." That was all his dad could say to the little boy. The little boy grew up and became a man. As he aged, he wondered why women cry. Finally, he got on his knees and he prayed to God. When he felt his connection to God, he said, "God, why do women cry so easily?" God said, "Well, when I made woman, she had to be special. I made her shoulder strong enough to carry the weight of the world, yet gentle enough to give comfort. I gave her inner strength to endure childbirth and the rejection that many times will come from her children. I gave her hardness that allows her to keep going when everyone else gives up on her. She will take care of her family through thick, thin, sickness, fatigue, and she won't complain. I gave her sensitivity to love her children under any and all circumstances, even when her child has hurt her so badly. I gave her strength to carry her husband through his faults, and I fashioned her from his rib to protect his heart. I gave her wisdom to know that a good husband will never hurt his wife, but sometimes her will be tested, her strength will be tested, and her resolve will have to see if she's going to stand by his side. And finally, I gave her a tear to shed. This is hers exclusively, to use whenever she needs it. You see, my son, God said, the beauty of a woman is not in her clothes, the figure she carries, the way she combs her hair. The beauty of a woman must be seen in her eyes, because that is the doorway to her heart, a place where her love resides. That's how powerful. And I finally got it. It kind of gave me some peace, because like I said, I'm a crier. I wrote the book because I have been through one hurdle after another hurdle. It's a story of resiliency. And it's a story of resiliency because by the time you get through the first 6 chapters, it's already a lot, but you haven't even got to the meat of the book. I provide statistics in the book because it shows you just how impactful those things are. So I give you statistics on how it truly impacts a little girl when her father leaves, like depression, rejection. She's depressed because she's taking it on, like blaming herself. I give statistics about how it affects women when she has a stroke. You guys will never think that I had a stroke. I lost my feeling in my right side. I lost my memory for a day. I look like I had a stroke. And I talk about the power of how I handled it is why I can stand here today without those type of issues from having that stroke. Talk about growing up with a drug addict parent, the statistics from that. What it says about abortion, how it impacts women. So today I'm here to talk to you about the mystery of love. Now, when we think about love, we think about, there's so many elements to love, right? There's just so many components and so many elements, and love impacts all of us different. We all carry love different, we see it different, we feel it different. So when I think about the mystery is something that we can't explain. It's this unexplainable thing, right? So when I think about mystery, I think about God, because I can't explain him. But do I want to explain him? That takes away from his power, right? So we're talking about the mission, we're talking about love. Love is an intense feeling towards something, okay? And it's not just towards your spouse, it could be your kids, it could be your job. That in and of itself has so many more components, right? And so when I think about the mission, I'm thinking about God. Think about those times when you feel connected and that feeling that you get that nobody else can explain. You know that feeling you just know it's him. You can't even deny it. You shake yourself and look around like, wait, am I tripping? Like something going on. That's how I get stuck. Like, wait, something in the room? Because it's so amazing. It's a mystery to that in and of itself, to think about God being, and we know God is love. So there it is. There's a mystery, what it means, what it looks like. God is a mystery, and then we have love. But I want to talk about a component to love that's very near and dear. So this whole time doing this, getting together, talking and communicating with people, this word forgiveness, it just keep coming up. Everybody has said it some way, shape, or form. Forgiveness is very, very, very important. And I do a lot of speaking, talk to different women, but this topic, I try to kind of run from it, because you don't want to, quote, expose yourself. And I talk about it in the book, I go real deep about it, but it's something that you can really see how impactful this topic could be. Because number one, it impacts women, period, on different levels and different ways. And it's a woman's issue. Can't no man relate to this topic. And it's about a decision that I made. And every time I try not to talk about it, to be like, look. So I'm going to share with you, when we're talking about the mystery of love, we're talking about components. We're talking about things to make us better. I can't define what'll make you better. Maybe your heartache and pain make you better. Maybe your pastor's word bring a change out of you. It's a mystery on how any of us get from point A to point B. It's still a mystery. That's not going to be solved. Not by me. I'm sorry I can't give you that today. I wish I could. But this topic, it was a decision I made. I'm going to share with you key elements of the decision that took me from one place to another. And it's forgiveness. And forgiveness is a mystery because we automatically think, oh, I need to forgive Lisa. But we want to forgive Lisa in our own time. I'll get to Lisa when I feel like it, or something happening. Or if I see Lisa, I might have a moment, I need to forgive Lisa. But then when it comes to ourselves, we don't forgive ourselves. We just tend to forget about ourselves in the midst of forgiveness. But the power of forgiving yourself, if I didn't forgive myself for some of the things and decisions that I made, I would really be broken. Right. I had my first child at 14 years old. I had my third child by the time I was 17. Okay? And I was in foster care at the same time. So when I talk about the odds are against you, there you go. There were 2 strikes right there. Let alone no daddy, drug addict mama. The list goes on, sexual abuse. The list goes on. And that's why it's so important when I talk about being honest, because we gonna go through stuff and it keeps coming and it keeps coming. But what you gonna do? The mystery for me was that I had some type of love for myself even back then. Because there's no way I could accomplish some of the things that I've accomplished without some type of love for myself. I didn't know what it looked like. I couldn't explain it back then. But it took a certain amount of love for myself to be able to do the things that I've done. When I got my master's degree, it was like, I could hear my caseworker. Because the first thing she said, oh, you ain't going to college, huh? And I'm like, she talking about me. I just graduated on time with my senior class. What you want from me? So, this decision that I made, on this particular moment, I got up. It was a couple hours later, and I'm waking up, and I'm mad because I'm still spitting, and I'm still throwing up. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be my punishment for this decision. I'm going to be spitting, and I'm going to be throwing up for the rest of my life. You're going to pay for that decision that you made. It's going to get you. You're going to pay for that by spitting and throwing up for the rest of your life. I'm in a fetal position. I'm all balled up, crying, stressed out, begging God to forgive me. I go back to sleep thinking, okay, I'm going to go to sleep and wake up again, and something different going to happen. Hours later again, wake back up. I'm still spitting and throwing up. Then my kids are looking me in my face. I promise you, they always looking at me like, you killed it? Like, they wasn't saying nothing, but this is what I'm doing to myself. Understand I'm doing it to myself. So I'm laying there with a million negative thoughts. I'm begging God to forgive me. I wish I could take it back. So then let's fast forward a little bit. Every time I think about that decision, I just cry. I just cry, I get mad, get mad at myself, I get to saying all these negative things to myself, like, why would you do something like that? But this was the key to recognize it. So on this particular day, I just said, forget it. I'm not even gonna cut it off. So I'm like, okay, God, I don't know what it means for you to forgive me, because obviously I'm not getting that part. I'm still begging months later for you to forgive me. I'm still begging, so I don't know what that means. God, forgive me, and I don't know what his time is to forgive me. That's a mystery. I don't know. Because when you're negative, you don't see nothing good, no way. Ain't nothing good. So this particular day, I'm like being crazy in crazy. Like for real. I'm mad, I'm crying, I'm begging God to forgive me. So then I had to stop. And I said, I think it was a girl. That was the first breaker. I had 5 sons. I had 4 at the time. So that was the first part of me accepting the decision. Oh, I think it's a girl. So then I'm screaming, I'm howling, I'm mad, I'm crying, I'm like, I'm just gonna let myself cry. Forget it, I'm not even gonna cut the cry off. I'm talking to myself, I'm feeling crazy. And I'm like, don't know what to do, don't know how to, like, I don't know how to move on from this. So that was the first time I admitted that I thought it was a girl. Fast forward, might have been a year and a half later, saw this little girl, I was just staring at her. So here it comes again. You would think I just did it yesterday. What's wrong? What's going on? Why is it so painful? Why are you killing yourself? Okay? So I'm like, I don't get it, God. I've asked you to forgive me a million times. I'm telling him, that's not me. That's not something I wanted to do. I felt like that's, I'm just circling through, back in crazy, in the middle of crazy. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna give her a name. So I went on and processed the whole thing. I think it was a girl, so I tell myself, you did what you did, you're the only girl. So I gave her a name. I'm like, okay, her name gonna be Lynette Shantae. So then I started begging Lynette Shantae, literally saying, please forgive me, like begging. If somebody would have saw me, they probably would have been like, y'all need to get somebody. No, for real. It was like, how do a year later you still carrying something that you thought you moved on, you done cried about it, you done begged God to forgive you about it, but you still dealing with it. But every time it came up, it was like ashamed of yourself. This is what they say about women who have abortion. This is how powerful it is. Women who have an abortion, number one, they carry a lot of guilt and regret. They carry a lot of depression. They carry a lot of resentment. They carry suicidal. And key is they forget they suffer a loss.
Yes.
It's a huge loss, whether they wanted to do it or not.
Right.
It's a huge loss for a woman to have an abortion. You think the procedure is over, when you think that ends it, it doesn't. Because we carry so much from that. But the power behind that is most women don't tell.
No.
So how is it that you didn't tell nobody, but you still hurt?
Yeah.
You're still broken. Because it's the realization of what we do to ourselves.
Right.
And that's the key example, because people don't look at it like that. But when you deal with shame, guilt, regret, and you told nobody, who else is making you feel that way? So you step outside of the decision and take other aspects of your life. That's what we tend to do. We carry things that we put on ourselves. In the midst of me begging her to forgive me, I felt the strength to forgive myself.
Okay.
In the midst of that, I don't know, it was like some light came through the door, or the heavens opened up. I don't know, because, well, how did the heaven open up for a decision like that? It's still a judgment. I was judging myself, and nobody had to do it for me. And I'm not asking for no confessions. I'm not asking nobody to tell me this. But just think about a situation. I don't care how petty, little, simple it is, where you can honestly say, you judge yourself. You put that stuff on yourself. I made myself feel shame. I made myself feel guilty. I made myself a bad person. I made myself a murderer, if that's what you want to call it. Nobody had to do it for me. I literally did it to myself. And it seems like every time I get into these conversations lately, it just keeps coming up. But the amazing thing about it is I've been able to demonstrate how women put stuff back on themselves through that story. Because sometimes we can't explain it. But it's like, wow, you know how many women turn to drugs and alcohol after a decision like that?
Yeah,
Or sexually promiscuous behavior, because she don't even understand what she's feeling. She never went and decided to say, well, if I have to make this type of decision, well, how's it going to impact me? I don't know nobody who wouldn't look up the information. I didn't look up the information. I didn't know what it was going to do to me. I just felt like it was nothing I had to do. At that time in my life, to me, it made sense that after I did it, even on the table, the nurse was patting my back, so I'm crying. I'm like going to jump back on the table and fix it. She patted me on my back and she said, it's okay to cry. She said, I see thousands of women come in here and they don't drop a tear, and they come in here 3 or 4 times. She said, it's okay to cry, let it out. He will forgive you. That must have, because in that moment I'm crying, I'm feeling okay because she patted me on my back, but then the pat was over, I was somewhere else.
Right.
And it's just to show how impactful our thoughts is for ourselves.
Yeah.
We have more power than we ever can acknowledge for ourselves.
Right.
And one of those components to the mystery of love is please learn how to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can't forgive Becky or Kim or your mama or your sister if you don't even know how to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
None of us is exempt from decisions that we made that we really want to take back. None of us. I can't think of a person who did something that they probably wish they could take back. But we just have to be powerful enough within ourselves to make a decision to own up to it. And I think that's the day I owned the decision. I think before there, it was just something I did and something that I wanted to go away. But on that day, in the middle of what I call crazy, I owned that decision. I accepted that I did it, you know, and it seemed like the more I was saying forgive me to her, it was giving me some type of relief for myself that I needed. I couldn't go another year, you know, still getting mad at something that happened so long ago. Like, how? But then when you realize the impact of that, what it means to you, that's what your power comes from. Recognize and understand what you need to do to bring healing to yourself.
Yeah.
Period. I don't care how simple, how small, you need to own whatever it is for yourself. Own it. Accept it. Find somebody. I don't care. Talk to your teddy bear. I don't care. Find somebody. Like for me, going through foster care, my relief really was God. Because when we got snatched from my mom, I just disappeared. Like my friends didn't even know what happened. We just disappeared from where we lived. So I couldn't like call them, and I couldn't even explain what happened because I didn't even know what foster care was until I got in foster care. So at night, in the middle of the night, that's how real God is. Because if I'm crying, I ain't got nobody else to talk to, explain, he always brought me comfort.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy. I don't know where my mom at. I don't know where my sister at. I don't know where my other sister at. And it's like, where else could I get some type of comfort or relief? And it was only through God. I had nobody else. I had nothing else to reach out to, grasp. It was just like, that was the feeling that he gave me. And I said, mysterious feeling. And when it comes up, you know it's real because you know what it feels like. You know what it feels like. So we just gotta own our decisions and be willing to forgive ourselves
Yeah.
for the decisions that we make. And that brings us more power than we can ever, understand. The spiritual leader, his name is Frederick Renz. His quote says, the mystery of love is loving yourself.
Yeah.
And I say, forgiveness, the key to forgiveness, is forgiving yourself. And that's where our power lies.
Yeah.